So 1 year ago when NHL 25 dropped, my very first video was rebuilding the worst team in the entire league, the San Jose Sharks. Here we are 1 year later, and the San Jose Sharks are technically still the worst team in the entire league. However, there's a handful of differences. Macklin Celebrini, we know you're slowly turning into a superstar. You're up to an 88 overall, and you had an incredible rookie campaign. William Eklund, he's slowly developing up to an 86. He's looking pretty solid as well. Will Smith's going to be a great player for the rebuild as well. But on top of that, they have a bunch of amazing talent in the system. They still have Sam Dickinson. They still have Quentin Musty. They picked up Michael Meese at the draft, but on top of all that, they have their future goaltender in Askarov. There's a lot of bright spots for the San Jose Sharks team, but right now, things are still looking pretty tough. Like, the forward core, outside of a handful of pieces, really isn't looking that good. When you look at the defense, this is certainly not looking good. You have Vinny Desharnais, John Klingberg, and Nick Leddy. Respectfully, this team is going to be allowing about 18 goals per game. Like, I understand you're in a rebuild right now, and you're not trying to spend a bunch of money, but in saying that, Nick Leddy and Vinny Desharnais both on your defense together. If these guys were one pairing together, I think that they would actually allow 6 goals per game together. I have watched Nick Leddy play defense enough, and I have watched Vinny Desharnais play defense enough. I can tell you right now, they will not play 1 minute for the San Jose Sharks organization. I don't care if they have to be healthy scratches for me. I will not allow either of these guys to play any minutes for me in this rebuild. So with that being said, we have to immediately go make some trades. But while I do that, I want to give a big shout out to EA for giving me early access to the game. Without them, I wouldn't have content ready for launch, so I just want to give a big shout out to them. Now, I will say right now, this is not going to be a realistic video whatsoever. However, I could pull off the greatest fleece of all time. So Luke Hughes, I'm going to offer you $4.5 million for the next 5 years. I am very confident that you're going to accept that. I'm going to have to give up this season's second round pick. I'm perfectly fine with that. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, stick on the ice. New Jersey is obviously going to accept that offer sheet. Well, they will accept the offer sheet if they have enough money, and I'm going to make sure they don't have enough money. So Nick Leddy, where are you? I'm going to send you to New Jersey. I can't send you to New Jersey. Okay, never mind. Who has the highest cap hit on this team? Alex Wenberg, $5.3 million. I can trade you away. I can also trade John Klingberg. Never mind. No, I can't. I can't trade Nick Leddy. Who else can I throw into this deal? Jeff Skinner, can I trade you? No, I can't. Liljegren, I can trade you. So I will trade both of these guys over to New Jersey. Then I know for a fact they can accept Luke Hughes' qualifying offer, and then we basically get Luke Hughes for Wenberg and Liljegren. If this is not a fleece, I don't know what is. So this is what I'm going to do. Wenberg and Liljegren are both going to be sent over to New Jersey. Paul Cotter and the third round pick is going to be brought in. They're saying it's a little bit low. We're going to get this deal done. You might as well say we're trading Wenberg, Liljegren, and a 7th round pick. We're bringing in Paul Cotter, we're bringing in a 3rd round pick, and we're also getting Luke Hughes in the deal. Am I cheating a little bit? Maybe. Am I abusing systems? Absolutely. But who said this video was realistic? So I'm trying to turn this San Jose Sharks team around as fast as possible. Granted, we're still not going to be good in year number 1, but that's beside the point. So we're picking up Broberg because we need to reach the salary cap floor. $4.5 million for this season is definitely going to help us do that. We're giving up a good prospect in a 2nd rounder. Probably could have gotten a 3rd round pick back, but we don't have to worry about that. We just wanted to bring in that money. Now, because we have so much money to work with and we do need to reach the salary cap floor, I am perfectly fine with overpaying Jack Roslovic quite a bit. So I'm going to do 3.9 for the next 4 years. Hopefully that's going to be enough to convince him to join the team. And I was thinking about potentially signing Robbie Fabry, and you know what? To play bottom 6 minutes for me, that really wouldn't be too bad. So we'll do $950K for the next 2 seasons. Wait, hold on a minute. I have to reject your offer. I went with another offer that better meets my needs. Hold on. Did we get fleeced? Robbie Fabry is also not joining the team. Neither is Jack Roslovic. Hold on now. Are we actually not getting Luke Hughes? I had this big elaborate plan to bring in Luke Hughes and it completely fell apart. No, we really missed out on Luke Hughes. We are not bringing that man to the team. Oh, things fell apart real fast. Where did Luke Hughes even go? Did he re-sign? He might have re-signed with the Devils. Luke Hughes, you are the ops. You are the first op of NHL 26. You were the ops in NHL 24. In NHL 25, I let it slide. You didn't do anything to make me mad. You re-signed with the New Jersey Devils. And how much did you re-sign for? You re-signed for $2.9 million. You returned to New Jersey for $2.9 million. You basically said, no, I don't want to play for the San Jose Sharks franchise. You are enemy number 1. Now we basically need to take on a $10 million cap hit here because we need to reach the salary cap floor. Okay, I'm really hoping Boston accepts this deal because I have no clue how we're going to bring anyone else in. I don't want to trade all of our draft picks away considering we're going to be a really bad team. So hopefully a 3rd, 4th rounder in Kurashev is going to be enough enough for Mason Lowry. They're going to be saying, no, I'll give you a 7th round pick as well. I don't want to do any more young prospects, so I'm really hoping a 6th round pick is going to be enough because we actually don't have 7s here. Mason Lowry, welcome to the team. We need to bring in one more defenseman because I refuse to play Vinny Desharnais or Nick Leddy. So Matt Grzelcyk, welcome to the team for $5 million. I will give you $5 million just to join this team. You don't even have to play minutes for me. I just need somebody so we can reach the cap floor. And you know what, Bortuzzo, you can join the team as well. St. Louis Blues legend. Here's $3.5 million. I don't care if you play any minutes for me. Help us reach the cap floor. You're right up there with Luke Hughes, Matt Grzelcyk. You know what? You might be above Luke Hughes because nobody wanted you. And I know for a fact you took $950K to play for Toronto instead of $5 million from us. I think you're above Luke Hughes in the ops department. Now, before we simulate the season, we do have to give out some contract extensions. Broberg's going to be the first one. He's looking for around $4.7 million. How about we do $4.3 for the next 2 seasons? So Broberg's likely going to be returning. Paul Cotter, how much are you going to be looking for? 2.5. I can do 2.5 for 1 season. I'll actually make that 2.4 for 1 season, so you're going to be returning as well. Mario Ferraro, you're not really interested in an extension, but I can still bring you back at this price. Actually, can we do 4 years at this price? Oh, you want $6 million then? Nah, we're just going to keep that at 3 years, and then we can do 3.6. Why is there that much of a jump? I have no clue, but we'll take 3.6. And then when it comes to basically everyone else outside of Shakir, I'm not worried about them. Shakir can come back for 2.8 million. He's going to be a pretty solid defenseman for us in the future. Now, things might not be looking great for the San Jose Sharks right now. But you know what? We made some good moves. We don't have to play Nick Leddy, and we don't have to play Desharnais, and that means so much in itself. We're going to be one of the worst teams in the entire league once again, but that's perfectly fine because the young guys are going to develop here. The defense doesn't look atrocious. Broberg and Lowry as the top pairing isn't terrible. Orlov and Shakir as the second pairing isn't bad either. Bortuzzo and Mario Ferraro, we can work with that. And then when it comes to goaltending, Askarof's the guy here, 82 overall. He's the goaltender for the future. Next season, Dickinson's going to join the team. We're going to see Michael Misa join the team. Potentially Quentin Musty, not 100% sold on him quite yet. But you know who's also going to join the team next season? Kirill Kaprizov or Connor McDavid, because we're going to throw an absolute bag at both of those guys. So let's go ahead, simulate up to the trade deadline, and likely lose basically almost every game because this team is not going to be that great. Like, we're probably looking at 20 wins by the trade deadline. But while we do that, if you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 90K subs by the end of the month, and we won't be able to do that if you don't hit the button down below right now. So subscribe to the channel and drop a like on this video. Now, I'm actually surprised to say the San Jose Sharks are doing better than expected. We're still one of the worst teams in the entire league. Like, we're 30th in the entire league, don't get me wrong, but we've won 28 games this season. That is 8 more wins than I was expecting at this point. I was fully expecting we were going to be terrible. Also, Luke Hughes, you took less money to be on a team that has the same amount of wins as us. I just need to point that out right now. You took less money and your team has 1 more point than us, and you've played 2 more games. That is a generational fumble on your part. You could have joined the San Jose Sharks and you would have helped this team a lot, but instead you're like, nah, I'm going to stay loyal to the soil, which I do respect. You stayed in New Jersey, but nah, there was a better opportunity in San Jose. Tyler Toffoli, 63 points, Celebrini, 61 points, William Eklund, 58, Will Smith, 44, Jeff Skinner's honestly not playing too bad right now, Paul Cotter, 32 points. Jeff Skinner, can I trade you away? Like, would I actually be able to get something for Jeff Skinner? I highly doubt it. But you know what? We'll look at the trade market. Askarov, 20 wins, 2 shouts, an 890 and a 376. I didn't really expect you to have great numbers, so these numbers aren't a surprise whatsoever. Now, I would like to do a little bit of selling here, but I have no clue who we could sell. We could get rid of Vince Dunn. We could sell Nick Leddy here. Would we get anything for Nick Leddy? I can almost guarantee no, but Nick Leddy might have a little bit of trade value. He does. However, if we trade Nick Leddy, we do have to take money back just so we can reach the cap floor, so that might make things a little bit difficult. But if you package Nick Leddy up with a prospect, we could be onto something. Like, this is pretty interesting. Nick Leddy and Cardwell straight up for Owen Zellweger. Zellweger's a good young defenseman. He can build with the core. He's already an 83 overall. If he joined our team, he's going to be playing top 4 minutes for sure. Ideally, we're going to be able to trade Dmitry Orlov next season. I don't know if he has a modified no trade clause. I know he has a no trade clause right now, but does that become a modified no trade clause? Hopefully it does. Yes, it does. So we can trade Dmitry Orlov next season. Zellweger's going to step in for him. This is a no-brainer. We're going to have to add a little bit more in order to get this deal done. Here's a 4th round pick. I think we might need multiple 4th rounders, but I guess not. Zellweger, welcome to the team. Now, we fleece them. Now, one thing that certainly sucks is after the trade deadline, we were actually a lot better. We finished with a 37, 40, and 5 record. That's 26th in the entire league. So we're not going to be getting a top pick pick unless we jump in the draft, but we all know for a fact that's not going to be happening. Macklin Celebrini did have great progression though. He's up to a 90 overall, 83 points this season, 79 goals. Tyler Toffoli, 40 goals, so he's definitely a great player for us right now. William Eklund, 72, Will Smith, 50 points. If we can surround Will Smith with a couple other snipers, we could have a really good second line. When it comes to goaltending, Ashcroft, you had numbers here, 28 wins, 2 shutouts, an 897 and a 357. Once again, I'm not really too concerned about your numbers right now. You don't have a good team in front of you. When it comes to the Stanley Cup playoffs, we're going to see the Edmonton Oilers win the Stanley Cup, taking down the Montreal Canadiens. I knew Montreal had a good core, but I wasn't expecting them to make the Stanley Cup final that quick. So the real question here is, are we going to be getting the first overall pick? Are we going to see some crazy jump in the draft? It doesn't look like it. We're going to be sticking with the 7th overall pick. Meanwhile, Calgary's going to be jumping from 3-1 with Vegas's pick, and the Rangers are going to be jumping from 5-2 with Carolina's pick. How on earth were the Carolina Hurricanes that bad? Same with Vegas. That doesn't make any sense. But we got ourselves the 7th overall pick. If I recall correctly from my first rebuild, there's not going to be a mediumly potential player available there. Now, at first, I didn't think we were going to be walking away with a mediumly potential player. However, there's a lot of auto-generated mediumly potential players in this draft. A franchise potential player was drafted number 1 overall, but we're not too worried about them. Because who are we worried about? Ryan Rubrock. I think that's the guy we got to go with here. Stenberg, I'm not 100% sure if you have mediumly potential. I know for a fact Ryan Rubrock does, so we're going to make the safe selection here. Ryan Rubrock, welcome to the team. When it comes to Stenberg, what's his potential going to be? He's going to have medium lead as well. The Seattle Kraken are going to pass up on him. That definitely wasn't the right move. But Ryan Rubrock's actually not going to be the only good prospect we get in the draft here, because we're going to get a medium top 6 potential player with a 32nd overall. He's only a 66 overall, so I don't think he's going to develop in time, but still, he wouldn't be a bad trade asset. Now, we actually have to be careful about the extensions we hand out. Zellweger, I don't think yours is going to be too bad. 3.7 for the next 3 years. What if we did a 4-year deal? We can do 3.8 for the next 4 seasons. That'll keep you around for the rest of the rebuild. Now, the reason we have to be careful here, look at all of these extensions that need to be handed out. That is a lot of money we're going to have to pay players, so I'm not really too sure if we're going to have enough money for everyone. Skinner, you can walk. Bortuzzo, you can walk. Desharnais, I am so happy you're walking. Grunstrom, you can walk. Klingberg, you can walk. I think almost everyone's walking here. Unless you're a young player and I can sign you to a 2-way contract, you're probably going to be walking. All right, it's time to spend $500 billion on extensions. We're starting with Macklin Celebrini. This is honestly kind of what I was expecting. We're going to be in the $10 million range. We'll do 10.3 for the next 6 seasons. Celebrini, welcome back to the team. Will Smith, I'm hoping for around $8 million. You're wanting 9.5. That's a little bit much, but we can still get it done. So I'll do $9 million for the next 4. Will Smith, welcome back to the team. Paul Cotter, I can't give you an extension right now, and I can't give William Eklund an extension right now. That's perfectly fine. Mason Lowry, how much do you want as an 85 overall? You want $7 million. Now, $7 million I feel like is a little bit much for Mason Lowry, so how about we do 6.3 with a modified no trade? I take that back. Let's actually do 5.9 for the next 5 years. Modified no trade, 50% trade protection. That's pretty solid for Mason Lowry. Dmitry Orlov, we're going to be trading you away. Gaudette, you're not coming back to the team. Barclay Goodrow, you're not coming back to the team as well. You know what? We actually didn't have to spend nearly as much money. Like, yeah, we had to re-sign Macklin Celebrini, and yeah, we had to re-sign Will Smith, but outside of those 2 guys, we didn't have to spend too much money. I guess Ashcroft needs an extension as well. If we do 3 years, we're doing 6.6 million. We can make it work. So Ashcroft, welcome back to the team. And then Ravensburgen. Oh boy, what do I think about Ravensburgen? I think we should trade him away because that man was bad vibes in NHL 25, but it's a new game. Everyone can make new impressions. Except for Luke Hughes, he will always be the ops. So you remember how we were going to make those big splashes and bring Kirill Kaprizov to the team and Connor McDavid? Neither of them are available, and the only guy we can go with now is Marty Necas. And I don't really want Marty Necas, so I don't think we're going to make any moves here. We have enough playmakers, we need some scorers. Adrian Kempe, you might be the guy. The only thing is, do I want to give Adrian Kempe $11.5 million? Like, that is a lot for Adrian Kempe. Granted, the cap is going up quite a bit. This man just had 16 goals. Okay, do we bring Kempe to the team? He had 16 goals. Like, if I'm bringing him to the team, I'm bringing him here to be a goal scorer, and he scored 16 goals. I'm a little bit concerned with that. So we're going to hold off with Adrian Kempe for now. I don't really know what to do. I mean, Patrick Laine would not be terrible. I am very interested in Patrick Laine. So how about I up that trade protection and give you $7.5 million? $7.5 million to be a second line sniper would actually be really good. Patrick Laine, welcome to the team. Hopefully you're willing to accept that. And you know what? On second thought, Adrian Kempe, I will bring you to this team because I was willing to throw $17 million at Kirill Kaprizov. So So instead of throwing $17 million at Kirill Marchenko, how about I just throw $19 million at Adrian Kempe and Patrick Laine? Actually, I'm going to give him $1 million more than what he's asking for. I want to make sure this man joins our team. So here's 12.5 for the next 7 seasons. I need Adrian Kempe and I need Patrick Laine. Now, I think we could use another elite defenseman here. And Samuel Girard, I think you fit that mold for us. You're an 87 overall. You're going to need an extension immediately. But you know, we have lots of money to spend. So Dmitry Orlov and Bystar are both going to be sent over. Colorado's going to be rejecting it. No surprise there. I don't really want to trade any of our young players. So Micah Mies is not going to be traded. Ryan Rubrock won't be traded away. Dickinson won't be traded away. Quentin Musty won't be traded away. Paul Cotter, I would be interested in trading though, because I don't think he's actually a part of this team for the future. And if he can help us get Samuel Girard, I think we would actually be better off. But you know what? We're going to hold off on that one for now. I'll throw in a second round pick for 2028. Hopefully that's going to be enough for Samuel Girard. It looks like it will. Now, Paul Cotter, I'm actually going to use you in a different deal. Now, for our next trade, this is what I'm thinking. Paul Cotter and probably just a 7th round pick for Dylan Holloway. $6.7 million for the next 6 years is really good for Dylan Holloway. He's going to fit the core perfectly. Paul Cotter and a 7th round pick's being sent over. That's a steal for us. Now, before we make any more trades, we might as well figure out if we're going to get Kempe and Patrick Laine. If we don't get either of those guys, I'm going to be very sad. Adrian Kempe is going to the Islanders. That is tough. Patrick Laine went to Seattle. That is even tougher. Yeah, I don't really know what we do moving forward now. Who else can we throw a bag at in free agency? Like, we have $40 million to work with. Who is a UFA willing to join our team? Malkin's not really interested. Patrick Kane's not really interested. Do we just go with Tolvanen? I think we go with Tolvanen because we really don't have any other option. Like, I'll do 2 years at $4 million because there's no reason why I can't give you $4 million. So Tolvanen, hopefully you're going to be willing to join the team. Jack Roslovic, I'll throw a bag at you as well. I'll give you $4 million. Like, at this point, I have to give you guys $4 million just so we can reach the salary cap floor. Charlie Coyle, here's $2.4 million for 1 season. Help us reach the cap floor. You're not accepting immediately, which is a bit ridiculous. Kuzmenko, hopefully you're going to accept a contract. I just need somebody to play on the bottom 6 right now. Right now, we don't have a bottom 6. Kuzmenko, welcome to the team. We honestly might have to bring Jeff Skinner back. I don't really want to bring Jeff Skinner back though. Christian Dvorak, I could probably bring you in for 2.1 million. 2.1 for the next 3 is really not that bad for an 82 overall. So Christian Dvorak, welcome. And while we're at it, we technically have enough money to sign a goaltender, and Jacob Markstrom wouldn't be terrible. 5.5 million for the next 2 seasons. Hold on now. Do we actually bring in Jacob Markstrom? Like, yeah, we have Ascroft, but this is a really good price for Jacob Markstrom. Here's 5.8 million for the next 2. I don't need you on this team, but you wouldn't be bad. Like, granted, we also have to reach the salary cap floor. Okay, Tolvanen's not joining the team. Jack Roslovic is. The fact that we're missing out on every free agent right now is kind of wild. Charlie Coyle is going to join the team. Jacob Markstrom's joined the team. I don't know who else we gave offers to. I think that actually might have been it. Now, we need to sign a couple more forwards, so we're going to go with Joseph next. 1.9 for the next 2 seasons. And to finish it off, we'll bring in one more player, and that's going to be Teddy Bluger. 1.8 for the next 2 seasons. Now, I believe we've at least reached the salary cap floor, but we do need a goaltender for the AHL. Alex Nedeljkovic, I guess I can bring you back. Were you on this team last season? I feel like you were. Maybe you weren't. I have no clue. We had a backup goaltender last season. I don't remember who it was. It might have been Nedeljkovic. It might not have been. We signed a goaltender. That's the moral of the story. I guess we should also sign Samuel Girard. Like, we went through the effort of trading for him. We might as well keep him on this team. So $7 million for the next 6 seasons. You're going to be one of our top defensemen, so I'll pay you that money. Now, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I was expecting this team to be a lot better this season. And why is that? Because we went to the store looking for Connor McDavid and Kirill Kaprizov. We came home with Jack Roslovic, Charlie Coyle, Kuzmenko, Teddy Bluger, Christian Dvorak, and Joseph. That is not Connor McDavid or Kirill Kaprizov. The defense looks really good. Like, I actually have 0 complaints with our defense. We're going to have an elite defense in the future. And when it comes to goaltending, we have 85 overall Ascroft and we have 87 overall Jacob Markstrom. Markstrom, do not be surprised if you're trading next season, because I probably won't need you for next season. I only brought you in because we need to reach the salary cap floor, and you helped us do that. Now, San Jose, the goal is the playoffs this season. I'm not expecting you to win a Stanley Cup, but I'd like to make the playoffs. If we miss the playoffs, I won't be surprised though, because this team still is not that good. Now, the San Jose Sharks are not looking elite by any means. However, the team is doing way better than last season. 11th in the entire league, a 32-25-7 record. We still need to make some more improvements to the team. The offense is looking great. 3.44 goals per game. That's the 4th best offense in the entire league. When it comes to our defense though, we're allowing over 3 goals per game, and that's certainly not ideal. So we have to work on our defense. But honestly, working on our defense defense might just be allowing guys to develop. Like, we have a ton of great players on this team. I think they just need more time. Will Smith, 64 points. William Eklund, 61. Tyler Toffoli, 59. Macklin Celebrini, 56. Although our goal scoring looks really good right now, I do think we need another elite goal scorer. Like, right now, Macklin Celebrini is leading the team with 28 goals. 28 goals is not good enough to be leading the team. Jacob Markstrom, 21 wins, 2 shouts, a 903 and a 303. You're letting me down a little bit, but truthfully, I just brought you here to reach the salary cap floor, and you're a good enough starting goaltender for now. Ashcroft, I'm basically just trying to give you one more season to develop, and then once you're ready to roll next season, we're going to be unstoppable. Now, I would like to make some trades here, and one team I'm actually interested in is Jared McCann. We're one of the teams interested in Jared McCann, but we can't even get him because of clause protection. I'm not going to lie, that's tough. Patrick Laine is on the trade block, though. This man has been on the team for 60 games. If we can trade for him, I will. He has 27 goals so far, 22 helpers. I think we have to pick up Patrick Laine here. Now, what are we going to give up in order to get Patrick Laine? I'd be okay with trading our first round pick. Granted, we have 5 picks for the next 2 seasons. But you know what? I think trading our first round pick for Patrick Laine is probably worth it here. So let's do that deal. San Jose's first round pick straight up for Patrick Laine. We're going 1 for 1. They're saying no. I'll give you a young prospect because I know we have a handful of those. And that young prospect's going to be Hultinen, so we're going to ship him out along with this first round pick. Patrick Laine, welcome to the team. I feel like we're not done yet, though. Why is Ashcroft on the trade block? Why would we be trading Ashcroft? That makes no sense. Okay, at this rate, it might seem like we're going all in. We're not quite going all in, but we might as well be. Quentin Musty and Jack Roslovic are going to be sent over to Vegas. Barbashev and Pavel Dorofeyev are both being brought in. We have added 3 incredible upgrades to our forward core. We're ready to win now. We went from slowly rebuilding this team to immediately being in a win now situation in just a year and a half. Things can change pretty quick. Now, I guess the only question is, do we have enough money for William Eklund? Because we still have to give him an extension. He wants $11 million and we have 5. So William Eklund, I'm not going to be bringing you back to the team right now, but there's a very easy way for me to free up money. I guess we also need money for Pavel Dorofeyev because he wants an extension as well. We're somehow going to make this work. Pavel Dorofeyev, here's $5.3 million for the next 6 seasons. So we basically just need to free up $11 million to keep William Eklund here. That might sound difficult, but it definitely won't be, because who are we going to be trading at the end of the season? Jacob Markstrom. That frees up basically $6 million. The salary cap's going to jump up $4 million. That frees up $10 million. William Eklund, welcome back to the team. Now, what an absolute disaster after the trade deadline. At the trade deadline, we had 32 wins. We did not win much after that. We finished with 37. We won 5 games after the trade deadline. This team completely collapsed. And you know what? I'm blaming the coach. All of the blame is going to be sent towards the coach. I'm going to fire our coaching staff and bring an entirely new coaching staff. I will say that is one thing I find very annoying. This was in NHL 25. It was actually in NHL 24. Basically, in every NHL game, you can have an elite team, and that elite team will do absolutely nothing. However, if you fire your coach and bring in a new coaching staff, next thing you know, your team's won 65 games. It can change just like that because of firing your coach. Patrick Laine, what'd you do since joining the team? 9 goals, 6 assists, 15 points. You were pretty solid. Pavel Dorofeyev, what'd you do since joining the team? I think you were playing third line minutes for me. 6 goals, 5 assists, 11 points. That's honestly not that bad. Barbashev, I'm not too sure how you were doing. I think you were playing third line minutes. 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points. Like, you weren't terrible here. But yeah, the goaltending just wasn't here this season. Jacob Markstrom, a 903 and a 306. Why did I rely on you? Granted, Ashcroft, although you had better numbers, the win rate wasn't much better. 11 wins, 15 losses, 5 overtime losses. You're going to have to be better than that. And to cap off this season, because it's so realistic, the Toronto Maple Leafs can be Stanley Cup champions, taking down the Edmonton Oilers. This was a disaster here. All I can say was this season with the San Jose Sharks was an absolute disaster. But once we bring in an entirely new coaching staff, we're winning 55 plus games next season. Seattle's going to get the 9th overall pick from us. There wasn't a lot of winning going on this season. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Jacob Markstrom, say goodbye. You're off to Columbus. Jet Greaves and a 3rd round pick's being brought in. By freeing up that money, we might have enough money to bring back William Eklund. However, I will say, William Eklund, I am contemplating trading you. Your trade value is through the roof right now, and I don't think we need another playmaker on the top line. Like, granted, you're a really good player and all. However, we have Macklin Celebrini already. What we could really use is another sniper, and I wouldn't be against trading William Eklund to get that sniper. So William Eklund, you are on the trade block right now. We'll figure it out pretty quick whether or not you're going to be staying on this team. Now, we only have 1 pick in the draft because I basically traded everything away. We are getting 1 low top 6 potential player. That guy's not going to help us at all. All right, we have $15 million to work with. William Eklund, can I bring you back to the team? Yes, I can. $11.8 million isn't terrible for William Eklund. He's a 92 overall. He really didn't have that bad of a season. Like, he had 27 goals, 51 assists. We're going to hold on to William Eklund here. So here's what we're going to do with William Eklund. Eklund, we're throwing an absolute bag at him. 10.5 for the next 7 seasons. We're not bringing anyone else back to the team because we can't afford to. Charlie Coyle, you're going to have to walk. Gaudette, you're going to have to walk. Gaudreau, you're going to have to walk. Everyone here is walking unless I can sign him for cheap. Also, shout out to the legend in Jack Reeves, 800k for the next 2. Now, when it comes to extensions, we're not going to worry about bringing Tyler Toffoli back to the team. He's 35 years old. He's going to slowly age out on us. Barbashev, although you weren't the greatest since I've traded for you, I guess I can keep you on this team, especially if we're going to be doing around $5 million. If we can do sub $5 million, that would be amazing, and that's what we're actually going to do. 4.7 for the next 3 years. Barbashev, welcome back. Phil Broberg, I'd like to keep you on the team as well, but 7.7 million is a little bit crazy. So maybe we don't do that with Phil Broberg. We actually might trade him away. I haven't 100% decided quite yet. Shakir, how much are you going to be looking for? You're probably in the $5 million range. You're looking for 4.4. I don't really know if I want to commit 4.4 to you. So you know what? We're going to look at some trades, because maybe if I package up Phil Broberg and Tyler Toffoli, we can get a really good defenseman to join the team. Okay, trading Phil Broberg and Tyler Toffoli is an absolute no-brainer. We're bringing in Lev Shinov. He's getting paid $1.7 million right now. I'm definitely not going to turn down that deal. We'll throw in a future second rounder, and that should be enough to get Lev Shinov. We're making big moves for the San Jose Sharks right now. Like, do we have enough offense here? I think so. William Eklund, Macklin Celebrini, Will Smith, Dylan Holloway, Barbashev, Pavel Dorofeev, Patrick Laine. We should be able to put the puck into the back of the net a fair amount. With that being said, we do have $14 million to work with here. So let's just go check what's out there in free agency, because if there's an elite sniper, maybe we make a play here. And you know what? I wouldn't call Mark Stone an elite sniper, but on a 1-year deal, I could bring him to the team. Like, Mark Stone's not going to score 8 million goals for us, but if I give him 9.5 million with a no movement, he'll definitely be joining the team. So Mark Stone, welcome to San Jose. You're going to help us get a Stanley Cup. Now, when I was hiring scouts, I'd never pay attention to their names, but I'm really happy I saw this one. Alex Ovechkin, welcome to the San Jose Sharks scouting department. Yeah, I actually have no clue what region he's scouting. You would think it's Russia. I don't think it is Russia. Now, that's just unfortunate. Mark Stone doesn't want to join the team. He's going to join the New Jersey Devils instead. We really just can't catch a break. So you know what? We're just going to throw an absolute bag at Malkin here. Here's $10.6 million. I don't actually need you on this team, but you can play some fourth line minutes for me or something. So Malkin, welcome to the San Jose Sharks. I'm not expecting you to do too much, but you're not going to make us worse. So we had another year of development for all of these guys. The top 6 is actually looking really solid here. That's developed pretty good over the past couple of years. The bottom 6 is looking really good through all the moves we made. Michael Meese is up to an 84 overall, but he's going to have to play some fourth line minutes for me. When it comes to the defense, it doesn't look great here, but you know what? We can certainly work with it. A lot of young players. I'm surprised that Sam Dickinson hasn't made the lineup quite yet, but he's still only a 79 overall, so he's going to have to hold off. I also could have Lev Shinov play on the second pairing, but that means we would have 2 offensive defensemen, and I don't really want to do that. And then when it comes to the goaltending situation, Ascroft, it's your time to shine. You're an 87 overall. You're going to have the reins this season. We don't need Jacob Markstrom anymore. We have you. I mean, to be fair, we had you from the very beginning, but I gave Jacob Markstrom 1 season, and clearly that was an absolute mistake. Ascroft, you're the number 1 moving forward. You'll be the number 1 for the rest of this video. I have all my faith in you. Now, you might be looking at the standings right now and thinking, man, the San Jose Sharks are complete frauds. Stick on the ice is never going to be able to rebuild this team. The only reason we're 9th in the entire league is because of tiebreakers. We have the exact same amount of points as the Winnipeg Jets. That is the only difference between us and Winnipeg. Minnesota has 2 more points on us. The Carolina Hurricanes have 6 points on us. We're okay right now. However, if I was to improve this team, there is one area that we need improvements, and that's more goal scoring. We need to score the puck more. Right now, goaltending and defense is looking amazing, but we need somebody else to help us put the puck in the back of the net. Pavel Dorofeev, you're just having an unlucky season. 7.9 shooting percentage. I know you're going to be better than that. Barbashev, right now you have 14 goals. You've taken 106 shots. I'm really thinking about trading you here. Trading Barbashev honestly wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. He has a 5-team no trade right now. Then his no trade clause kicks in. I kind of have an idea of where we could send Barbashev, and I think we're immediately going to do that deal. So Barbashev, you're going to be traded here. Ascroft, 33 wins, 3 shouts, a 913, a 264. You're looking amazing so far. We just need a bit more offense. So here's what I'm thinking. Ryan Rubrock, I'm willing to trade you away because I'm getting a medium-elite potential player back. We're basically just going 1 for 1 here. I will also throw Barbashev in this deal so we can free up some money. Murtka's going to be coming back. He's a 79 overall 2-way defender. He can play 3rd pairing minutes from next season at a very cheap price. We're freeing up about $5 million in this deal. I think we're winning this trade. We're winning this trade big time. I'm throwing 2 third-rounders in. Hopefully this can be enough to get it done. We're fairly close in value. They just need the lucrative 7th round pick. A lucrative 7th round is going to get this one done. We're fleecing Buffalo. So we got a good young defenseman defenseman that's going to be jumping into the lineup next season, because more than likely Mario Ferraro is not going to be returning. He actually might be under contract for one more season. Yes, he is. So maybe Murtka's not going to be jumping into the final season. I really hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Okay, I threw his name into Google Translate. It's not Murtka, it's Martka. So Martka, welcome to the team. Hopefully Google translates right. If not, that's a bad look for me. Now to finish out the season, San Jose wasn't looking too bad. 7th in the entire league, a 47-30-5 record. After the trade deadline, this team had a little bit of momentum, and since then, we're actually not looking too bad. I do want to point out Toronto is on the flukiest run of all time. They're scoring over 4 goals per game, but they are allowing 3.16. That has to be one of the worst defenses in the entire league. Okay, it's not one of the worst, but they're definitely bottom third. That team is fully relying on their offense. Yeah, they are bound to lose in the first round. William Eklund 79 points, Macklin Celebrini 75, Will Smith 74. The San Jose core is holding it down, and then Patrick Laine, he's playing his role, 65 points, but I'm very curious to see what that rookie did that we brought to the team from the Buffalo Sabres. He's finishing with 24 goals. He had 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points. Granted, we have to remember this man was playing third line minutes. Next season, I might put him on the second line. I haven't really decided. It's really between him and Pavel Dorfia. And neither of these guys had great shooting percentages this season, but they did shoot the puck a lot, and that's really all I care about. When it comes to goaltending, Askarov, 43 wins, 5 shots, a 911 and a 271. We're going to rely on him heavy in the postseason, but I know he can step up in the big time moments. But this is the matchup we've all been waiting for. For the first time in NHL 26, we face him. We face the greatest of all time, Thatcher Demco, in the first round. We're about to learn quite a bit here. Is he still that man? Is NHL 25 Thatcher Demco moving into NHL 26? We're about to find out. Game number 1, we're going to be dropping that one. We're dropping game 2 as well. Thatcher Demco hasn't been him though, because we've been scoring 3 goals on him. We're scoring 6 in game number 4. We're scoring 4 in game 4. Did I just say we scored 6 in game 4 or 6 in game 3? I am bugging right now. You know what? Just ignore what I'm saying. We've won 3 games in a row. We're going to make it 4 games. I'm just completely yapping and making no sense. We're off to game 7. I think I said we scored 6 in game 4 and then 4 in game 4. Yeah, I am bugging. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm just thinking I said it all wrong. You know what? Let's focus on game 7. It's going to be a scoreless first period. Moving into the second, the Vancouver Canucks are taking over. Evander Kane, Liljegren, Brock Besser. I don't know if we're going to make the comeback in this one. Yes, we are. 5 unanswered in the third period, and we're winning this game. Thatcher Demco is a fraud. Why did I emphasize the word fraud so much? I have no clue. That was very disrespectful. Thatcher Demco, I apologize. Why did I do that to you? I have no clue. You weren't deserving of that, but we're moving on to the second round, and now we have the LA Kings. The LA Kings can be a pretty solid team, but I think San Jose can compete with them. We're one of the hottest teams in the NHL right now. We won game number 1 and dropped game 2, but we have a 3-1 series lead. Let's close it out in game number 5. Never mind, we can't do that. So let's close it out in game number 6, because we're not blowing a 3-1 series lead. Moving on to the conference finals, and now we have the Winnipeg Jets. Only one team stands in front of us from making it to the Stanley Cup final. San Jose is going to do that in year number 3. Maybe not. Okay, after the first 2 games, I thought we were toast, but we're winning back-to-back games after that. We're winning 3 straight games now. What is with this team getting blown out and then immediately responding after that? We allowed 6 goals in this game. We're probably going to shut Winnipeg out in game 7. The San Jose Sharks have been all over the map, but it's time for us to show up in game 7. It's going to be a scoreless first period. Moving into the second period, we're going to be exchanging goals with Winnipeg. It's time for a third period takeover once again. Can we advance to the Stanley Cup final? It doesn't look like it. Gabe Vilardi is going to be picking up the lone goal. We're going to be falling in game 7 to the Winnipeg Jets. That was a heartbreaker, what can I say? Then again, I wasn't expecting this team to make it to the conference finals. I was thinking we were going to be a first round exit, a second round team at best. But we took the Winnipeg Jets all the way to game 7 of the conference finals. The entire team's going to develop over the offseason. We're going to be even better heading into next season. I don't know who's going to be able to stop us. The Florida Panthers are Stanley Cup champions. Why am I not surprised? No, like I really didn't expect San Jose to be dominating like that. Macklin Celebrini, 16 goals, 13 assists, 29 points. William Eklund, 22. Will Smith, 22. Patrick Laine, 19 points. I just need you to score some more goals. Malkin, he's picking up 10 goals for 13 points. Pavel Dorfia, 13 points. Davison, he's picking up 4 goals and 5 assists for 9 points. 9.5 shooting percentage. I need that to be a little bit higher. When it comes to goaltending, Askarov, the numbers just weren't elite enough for me. An 895 and a 3 28. If you had slightly better numbers, we'd probably make it to the Stanley Cup final and then lose to Florida, because I don't think we were going to beat Florida. Like, realistically, in the first 3 years of every rebuild, unless you can beat Florida, you're not winning the Stanley Cup. Florida's likely going to be winning the Stanley Cup in year number 1 of the simulation almost every season, and they're likely going to be right there when it comes to season number 2. Season number 3 is where they might start falling off a little bit, but once you get to season number 4, that's where things are going to completely change for that franchise. But for the first 3 years of basically every rebuilding video, Florida's going to be right at the top, and they're going to be winning Stanley Cups like crazy. The Carolina Hurricanes are going to get the 2nd overall pick from the Dallas Stars. They kind of cooked with that trade, what can I say? Now in the 4th round of the draft, we're going to be securing a lowly potential player, starting off as a 56 overall. That doesn't mean anything to me. We're not going to be utilizing this man. If anything, he's going to be traded away. But the thing is, he's not going to have a lot of trade value because he has lowly potential. Maybe we can get a mediumly potential player here, medium bottom 6. Let's all pretend that didn't happen. Okay, hold on, just wait a minute. I didn't think we had a lot of cap space. I knew we had a little bit to work with. We have $26 million. Is there somebody that we have to extend coming up? Like, we have William Eklund, Macklin Celebrini, Will Smith, Samuel Girard, Dylan Holloway, Pavel Dorfia, Mason Lowry, Zellweger's under contract, Patrick Laine is under contract, Mario Ferraro, I guess we have to give an extension to. I'm not worried about that. Michael Meese we have to pay, but he's not going to be looking for an absolute bag. We have lots of cap space that I didn't realize we had. Okay, we're going to hope that there's a superstar available in free agency, because we're bringing them to the team because we'll just throw a massive bag at them. When it comes to extensions, Malkin, you can leave. Shakir, I'd like to keep you on the team. How much are you looking for? That's not happening. So I'll qualify you as an RFA and we can trade you away. The bottom 6 is going to be leaving the team, but I'm perfectly fine with that because we can find cheap replacements. Oscar, you can be one of those replacements. Here's $1 million. Now we made through the re-sign phase and didn't really spend that much money. Michael Misa, how much could you possibly be looking for? 7.6 million is wild. Like, that is ridiculous. I will still give it to you because I can afford to give it to you. We'll do 7.3 for the next 2 seasons. I just want us all to remember this man's an 83 overall. Why on earth am I doing this deal? I have no clue, but I can, so I'm going to do it. Sam Dickinson, it's about time you jump into the lineup. 800K for the next 2. I can live with that. So that means we're going to have about $20 million in cap space for next season. So who can we sign for less than $20 million? Roman Josi is available. Don't really want to go with him. Nemec's available. Pretty sure he's an RFA. There is no true superstar available here that we can really go with. Pavel Zacha, I mean, you're interesting. 31 years old, $9 million. Like, technically we can make it work. Shane Pinto, I could take a gamble on you and bring you to the team. 6.8 million. Actually, you know what we're doing? We're bringing both of them to the team. Shane Pinto here, $7.5 million for the next 2 seasons. I want to see who's going to outbid me on you. And then Pavel Zacha, I'll do 9.7 million for the next 3 years. So realistically, we should be able to walk away with Pavel Zacha and Shane Pinto. Now, as long as we walk away with both of these guys, I think we're basically set for the next 2 years because I don't think we're going to be losing anyone. All right, Pavel Zacha's not going to join the team. Neither is Shane Pinto. All right, might as well have not even gone to free agency. We're back at the drawing board. I don't really want to bring in 36-year-old Granlund, 38-year-old Steven Stamkos, 41-year-old Malkin. Is there any player here under 50 years old? Like, one of the youngest players we can go with is Rasmussen. I don't necessarily want to go with Rasmussen if I'm being honest. Anders Lee, you're 38 years old. No, I think we're just going to make trades here. Like, I don't think we have any other option. I think we just have to move first round picks. So how about we do this instead? I just give you my 2030 first round pick. I think it has a little bit more value. They're saying no. I'll give you a 7th rounder. Cool. We can get this deal done and then we can move on because we're still going to make one more trade. So I think this could potentially be the final deal. It's going to be a first rounder, Mario Ferraro, and a young player sent over to Chicago. We bring in Frank Nazar because we can take on his contract. Sam O'Reilly, I'm going to bring you in to play some 4th line minutes. I think this is a no-brainer for us. If I have to throw in that 2nd round pick, I definitely will. And I don't really care too much about that 2nd round pick because that player is not going to turn to a star for us. It's a 2030 2nd round pick. The video is going to be over in 2030. It's a 5-year rebuild. We have 2 more seasons to win a Stanley Cup. I think we're ready to roll now. Like, we have a lot of amazing talent on this team. There really isn't any weaknesses. If you were to say we have one weakness, I think that would be the fact that we don't really have a true superstar defenseman, but we have 88 overall Samuel Girard, 86 Mason Lowry, 85 overall Zellweger, 85 overall Bo Byram, 82 overall Lev Shinov, 79 overall Martka. Sam Dickinson hasn't played a minute for me yet, but we still have him in the system. There's a lot of really good players here. And over the next 2 years, we're going to be holding on to all of them, so we better win a Stanley Cup pretty quick. All right, you have never seen a team with this much depth. Like, there is 0 weaknesses across the board, except for maybe this guy on our 4th line. But you know what? Zach's going to play his role here, and he's going to allow this team to see a lot of success. We have goal scorers here. We have lots of playmakers. playmakers. We have amazing defense. Levshinov, Sam Dickinson, y'all better figure it out as the third pairing. And then Askarov, just step up in the postseason and we'll be able to win some Stanley Cups. We have 2 seasons left in the rebuild with the San Jose Sharks. We've done a really good job with the rebuild. I'm a bit disappointed in Sam Dickinson because bro has not developed whatsoever, but maybe in these final 2 seasons he's going to figure it out. Now the new look San Jose Sharks are the second best team in the NHL, and the only reason the Edmonton Oilers are better than us is they've played 2 more games. When we win our next 2 games, we're going to have 86 points, meaning we're going to be the best team in the entire league, and we will win our next 2 games. We're averaging 3.6 goals per game, only allowing 2.98. The defense is really good on this team. I don't think there's really going to be anything that can stop us. Will Smith is once again going to be the guy leading the way. I don't know why Will Smith is always leading the way. I was assuming Macklin Celebrini was going to be the top guy for a majority of this video. Apparently not. Will Smith is just him, and he's going to prove he's that guy, and he's the number 1 on this team. Askarov, 31 wins, 3 shouts, a 908 and a 292. Jet Greaves has been amazing as the backup. I don't really think there's any moves that we should make to this team. We have a great young core. Everyone's going to be better next season. I think Erik Karlsson just got traded to the Florida Panthers. Did that really just happen? Just wait a minute. I need to know if Erik Karlsson just got traded to the Florida Panthers. How on earth are they taking on his salary? Florida acquires Philip Deneau and Erik Karlsson from Pittsburgh. How on earth do you make that work? Granted, we are in 2028, so Erik Karlsson's contract probably isn't that bad, but Florida, how are you taking that on? They have 40 wins right now. A majority of this team has a no movement clause. Erik Karlsson, what is your overall? Philip Deneau is a 79 overall. Okay, so I'm assuming he's only getting paid like $1 million or something. 3.1 million. When it comes to Erik Karlsson, is he still getting paid like $9 million? 9.6 million. How on earth did you make that work? Granted, he's only an 81 overall, but even still. How did you guys just take on a $12 million cap hit and you still have $9 million in cap space? How on earth do teams have so much cap space right now? Like, we have $12 million in cap right now, so if we want to make a move, we could. We're not going to make one, but if we wanted to, we could. No, the salary cap has just gotten out of control. Truthfully, I actually haven't really been paying too much attention to how much it's been going up. But now that I think about it, we're in the year like 2028 and the salary cap's up to like 120 million or something. Now the Florida cheaters, I mean the Florida Panthers are going to win the President's Trophy this season. 53 wins. Yeah, we're not counting them. I have no clue how they can afford everyone on that team. Y'all just took on Erik Karlsson's contract. How does that even make sense? I will not get over that. I have to pay more attention to how much the salary cap is going up, because there is no way Florida should be able to take on Erik Karlsson's contract and then Philip Deneau's contract. Even though it was only 3.2 million, that is still 3.2 million. Will Smith, 93 points. Dylan Holloway, 83. William Eklund, you are -8. I'm going to pretend I didn't see that. And when it comes to our goaltending numbers, Askarov, you have a 912 and a 283. You picked up 3 shutouts this season. You played 72 games and you won 42 of them. I can work with what you're providing me. We have the Calgary Flames in the first round, so we don't have to worry about Thatcher Demco. Bro's not even going to be making the postseason. But you know who is going to be making the postseason? The Edmonton Oilers, because they have Connor McDavid and that's all they need. So we got to lock in here. We have to dominate the Calgary Flames. I want to sweep this team and set a statement right now. We have to show the league the San Jose Sharks are the best team in the entire league. We lost game number 1. That is not how you show every team in the league that you're the best. Luckily, we're going to win game number 2. We're shutting them out in game 3. We're shutting them out in game 4. Askarov is on something right now. That man is locked in. A shutout here, shutout here, shutout here. 3 straight shutouts. He has gone 180 minutes without allowing a goal. He is him. He is that guy. He is the greatest of all time. Well, maybe he's not the greatest of all time, but you get the point. 3 straight shouts from Askarov. He is absolutely locked in. We don't have to worry about Connor McDavid because he's going to be losing to the Anaheim Ducks. So that means we have the Anaheim Ducks in the second round. Let's continue the shutout streak. We're actually going to be losing 2-1 in game number 1. That is not ideal. We're down 2-1 in the series. It better not be 3-1. Luckily, we're going to be winning game number 4. So the series is tied right now. It's a best of 3 moving forward. We have to win this first one, and that's what we're going to do. Let's close it out in game 6 and move on to the conference finals because we have to get back. Unfortunately, we're not going to get our get back against the Winnipeg Jets, but instead we're going to have the Colorado Avalanche. And honestly, I'm a bit more scared of Colorado. They have Nathan McKinnon and they have Cale Makar. So those are 2 guys that definitely could beat us. And right now we're down 3-1 the series. That is not ideal. I don't want to be losing to the Colorado Avalanche, so we have to make a big comeback here. We have to make a 3-1 series comeback, and we're not off to a great start. We're already down 2-1 in the first period. We are down 5-1 in the game, but we have scored 5 goals in the third period before, and we're about to do it again here. Never mind, we lost 7-1. That is tough. A 7-1 loss is definitely not what I was looking for. We lost 3 straight games. We got shut out in one of them. We scored 2 goals in the last 3 games. Where did our offense go? Granted, was our offense ever really that good during the postseason. Like during these 3 shutouts, 1-0, 3-0, 2-0, we weren't necessarily lighting the lamp at all in this series. Ashcroft, you did your thing. If we ignored this game right here, I think the offense actually let you down. Now, the Colorado Avalanche are going to go on to win the Stanley Cup, but I'm very interested in the offense for this team. It was non-existent. Nobody scored at all here. Dorfia, you had 8 goals. I'm happy to see you actually did something for me. Davison, you had 3 goals. I mean, you helped a little bit, but the rest of this team just completely vanished. Where is Macklin Celebrini? Bro was a fraud. 5 points in 16 games. Why are you even on this team? When it comes to goaltending numbers, Askarov had 9 wins, 3 shouts, a 926 and a 220. I am so sorry. Last postseason, I was talking about how you let us down. What'd you do this season? You didn't let us down, but everyone else on the team let you down. Not gonna lie, that's crazy. Now, we're not really too worried about the draft. Our first pick is the 126th overall. I'm just gonna select the player who might have the most potential here. This guy's projected 135th overall. We're selecting him early. He has medium bottom 6 potential, and he's a grinder. Wow, that is tough. Now, I'm very interested to see how much cap space we have heading into next season. We're entering the re-sign phase. We have $7.5 million. That is very reasonable. That's kind of what I was expecting us to have. So I don't think we're going to be getting a superstar in free agency, but we might be able to do something. Sam O'Reilly, you're going to be joining the team, $825K. Christian Dvorak, you're going to be leaving. Jack Thompson, I don't really need you here, but I can still give you a deal. Here's $825K. Let's hand out some two-way contracts and then go try to make a splash. So we have 7.6 million, meaning we can sign 1 player, and I think that 1 player is going to be Sean Monahan. We'll just throw an absolute bag at him. He's going to be joining the team for sure. 6.5 million for the next 2 seasons. That's more than what you're asking for. Honestly, if you decline that offer, then I don't know what we're doing here. I think San Jose might be the worst place to play. Like, there is no way Sean Monahan says no to that offer right there. He is 1000% joined the team. Okay, apparently we are the worst organization of all time. Sean Monahan said no. I gave him $1 million more than what he was asking for. Should have I sat down and negotiated a contract with him? Absolutely. But if I sat down and negotiated with every player I've brought to the team in every video I've recorded, these videos would be 15 hours long. So how about instead of Sean Monahan, we just bring in 2 players. One of these players being Andrei Burakovsky. And since I'm so concerned that we won't get him, here is a no movement. 3.5 with a no movement. Burakovsky, welcome to the team. Lusterinen, you're up next. Here is 3.3 million for 2 seasons. You better accept that. There we go. We got 2 great players for the bottom 6. Probably didn't need them, but that doesn't matter. We're entering the final season, the 2030 NHL season. The San Jose Sharks have been an elite team, but they haven't been able to hoist the cup until now. We are getting a Stanley Cup this season. No more folding. So here we go. It's the final chance for the San Jose Sharks. Macklin Celebrini, William Eklund, Pavel Dorfey on the top line. Patrick Laine, you're starting to regress a little bit, but I know you can score goals. You're playing alongside Will Smith and Dylan Holloway. Do I move Dylan Holloway down to the 3rd line? Actually, no. He was plus 42 last season. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing that. I was contemplating moving Davison up because he's up to an 87, but yeah, we're not doing that. We are rocking this team right here. This team has potential to win a Stanley Cup. This team right here should win a Stanley Cup. The only thing that's maybe holding us back is we don't have an actual true defensive defenseman here. We have a lot of offensive defensemen, but you know what? Offensive defensemen can win you a Stanley Cup because they're going to be the guys that score goals. Askarov, you're an 87 overall. Ravensburg, and you're the backup at an 85. You are not going to touch the ice in the postseason because Askarov's going to win a 16 straight games and it's going to be 16 shutouts. I'm not setting unrealistic expectations for him whatsoever. So we simulated right to the end of the season because I wasn't changing anything on this team. 3rd in the entire league, a 51, 26, and 5 record. We won the most regulation games, and truthfully, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if you're winning games in overtime. Those are 3-on-3 victories. They don't count. The San Jose Sharks are the best team in the entire league. Macklin Celebrini's picking up 100 points. William Eklund, 99. Will Smith is having a bit of a fall off. He's also -3. Dylan Holloway's having a massive fall off. Maybe we need to move Pavel Dorfey back down to the 2nd line. Because when those 3 guys were together, they were looking really good. And Dylan Holloway is a fraud now. Will Smith is a fraud now. This team is full of a lot of frauds. But you know what? These guys won't be frauds during the postseason. They're going to step up when it matters. Askarov, 37 wins, 5 shots, a 918 to 241. I think these are the best regular season numbers you've had yet. Yes, they are. So in theory, this should be the best team we've ever had. However, we have a tough foe in front of us because he is back. He is back from the dead. Thatcher Demco is ready to take us on once again. And Thatcher Demco is ready to spin back. He's ready to get his revenge. I am terrified. Now Thatcher Demco is ready to spin back on us. He is looking to take us out in the first round, but that's not going to happen. San Jose is rolling right now, and we are not going to lose to the Vancouver Canucks. We won game number 1, but unfortunately we're dropping game 2 after that. As long as we don't lose back-to-back games, we'll be in a good spot. We have a 3-1 series lead. Let's close out against Vancouver and move on to the second round. Let's make this an easy series for us, but why would we ever do that? Who cares if we have a 3-1 series lead? We're just going to choke it away. Why am I not surprised we're in game 7? Truthfully, it only makes sense that we head to game 7. We're taking on the Vancouver Canucks. Celebrini and William Eklund are picking up goals in the first period. Moving into the second, it's going to be a scoreless one. Why do I feel like we're going to allow 5 unanswered? Last time we beat Vancouver in game 7, we scored 5 unanswered in the third. We're about to choke this one away. I guess not. Dylan Holloway's going to pick up an empty netter. Ashcroft's getting the shutout, and we're moving on to the second round. Truthfully, I actually wasn't expecting that. Now, we might have got past the Vancouver Canucks in 7 games, but they shouldn't have taken us to 7 games. Now we have an even tougher team in front of us, the Edmonton Oilers. As we know, they have Connor McDavid, they have Leon Draisaitl. I know for a fact we can score on Stuart Skinner, but can we stop those two guys? Now, this series is probably going to be one of the most difficult ones because we have to go against Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, and we know what those two guys are capable of. Can we please take a 3-1 series lead? We need to win game 4. That's what we're doing. Close this out in game 5 and move on to the conference finals. Okay, if we can get past Edmonton, I think we can beat anyone. With that being said, we probably should continue here because this team actually has a little bit of momentum. When we have momentum, we can't stop. We have the Colorado Avalanche up next. Let's take this team down in 4 games. I don't want to mess around too much with Colorado because if we do, they're going to take us down. We lost the first 2 games. We've won back-to-back games. Can we make it 3 straight? It doesn't look like it. We have game 6 elimination coming up. We can't go out like this. This is the final season for San Jose to win a Stanley Cup, and things aren't looking good. Unless we explode in the third period, I think we're going to be falling to Colorado, and we are exploding in the third period. 4 unanswered goals. No, we might have something here. So it all comes down to one final game. Can we have another crazy third period here and take down the Colorado Avalanche? Well, hopefully we don't need another crazy third period and we can just dominate the entire game. We're picking up 3 goals in the first period, but Philip Hito's going to be picking up 1 for the Avs. Moving into the second, Berggren's going to be picking up a goal. So we only have a 1-goal lead entering the third. We need elite defense and superstar goaltending from Ashcroft. Can we get that? Not really. Patrick Laine is going to pick up a late goal, so we are forcing overtime here. But who's going to stand tall when overtime comes around? Who's going to show up when the lights are the brightest? Patrick Laine once again. He's an elite goal scorer, and he's proven that today. So we've made it to the Stanley Cup final. In our final season, we have one more chance to win. So far, we've won 2 Game 7s. I don't want to have to win 3 Game 7s. Let's just beat the New York Rangers in 4 or 5 games and then call it a day. Like, we shouldn't have to go to Game 7 in every series we play. Let's just sweep the New York Rangers and call it a day. We have a 3-1 series lead. We shouldn't need Game 7. If we go to Game 7, then we completely collapsed here and we might be off to Game 7. Never mind. 7 goals is more than enough in game number 6. Granted, they scored 6, so it's a good thing we scored 7. The San Jose Sharks in 2030 are Stanley Cup champions. I'm not gonna lie, the goal scoring went crazy in this series. 7 goals here, 7 goals here, 5 goals here. Ashcroft, you certainly weren't keeping the puck out of the net. We just happen to be scoring quite a bit. No, like, we really scored 7 goals in that final game, and we only beat them by 1. Dylan Holloway, you're a superstar. 9 goals, 23 assists, 32 points. Will Smith, 26 points. Celebrini, 25. Patrick Laine, 22, and you picked up some critical goals for me. Davison, 12 goals, 7 assists, 19 points. The reason I brought you to the team is for you to score goals, and that's exactly what you did here. Meanwhile, Ashcroft, your goals against was below 3. You had a very mid-save percentage. You had 1 shutout, though, in 16 wins, and that's really all I can ask for. The San Jose Sharks are Stanley Cup champions. We've seen a lot of early success so far in NHL 26, but is that going to be continuing? Well, there's only one way for us to find that out. I need the St. Louis Blues to win NHL imperialism, and that's going to be coming up pretty quick.